Morning. Alrighty, so quick walkthrough today. I'll hold up here. Got the hedging works to do today, so a little bit earlier than the Friday as I was promising. So a bit of a bonus there. Got other plans for tomorrow, so that worked out good. Got the phone again up on the old camera tripod. So hopefully this will work out alright and come through clear because it looked alright the other day. So we'll roll with that, and then yeah, just wanted to make mention of these. I've got the small, large, medium, all these different types of hedges that you want to attack, and these are going to show the different options that I've got with the type of tools and hedge trimmers that you've got in your repertoire, whatever you might have. Just different ideas of what you could use for different sized hedges and reasons as to why I choose them. So I've got these ones, you've seen this property before. Going to be using the little handheld battery unit for that. Same deal. You'll see on the teeth, both sides, but the space there, larger, right? So when you've got twigginess and you've got some in there, in amongst it that are, or can be, fairly thick, especially Mowing hedges, things like that. Sheena's Gold, they're perfect. That one is just the way to go with that. Now we'll roll out here. I've just got a couple of pins I've got to put in this scaffold, so I'll just pan across. I've got some tidying up to do over here. Down in behind there's just some farmers' friends, all the weed popping up, and I'll get all that pulled out and chopped up, sprayed, everything else. Got this large hedge, chop that out again, see if I can find it running right down and through, and if I can remove it from down lower today, because it just grows like crazy in amongst it, and this one's new. I'll have to find where that's coming from. But anyway, I've got these pole trimmers for this large hedge here. I'll just whack these pins in this quickly, 1 second, while I'm thinking of it. Beautiful. Alright, so you can see in line there, handles sort of within cooee of one another. But you can just see, hopefully, how much longer the multi-tool version of that is. And that little bit of difference makes all the difference. It's when I'm up on this scaffold, reaching over the top, that right there is going to be able to reach right across without adding another extension to this, and without having to push the scaffold right in further like I did last time. And you can pivot the head and then get it from the ground, but you're sort of doing it blind, you can't really see. And at least by doing it like this, I have got extension poles if I need them, so we'll see if this works. If not, I'll grab an extension pole, and it definitely will. We got this one to tidy up, another Mowing, not as twiggy as that one down the side there. It copped a lot more sun, so it's a lot healthier here. We've got the little bush ranger, wanted to make mention of today. This is one of my favourite ones for finer detail hedges because of the teeth and the spacing. So you can see there the gaps in between, although it's not too bad. I'll see if I can get it to move for you. It's not gonna, it's locked. And yeah, compared to the battery one, it is a lot finer spacing, which then gives you a crisper cut on plants like this. Now typically you won't notice the difference until like 2 weeks later you come back and you visit, and if you're using something like the incorrect hedge trimmer for that particular hedge, you're going to end up with burn marks because it's tearing the leaf and it's not cutting it clean and crisp and as neat as possible. So that little one comes in handy for that, especially little buxus like that, as well as your round shaped hedges because of the shorter blade length on it. Being that little bit shorter, you can get the angles a bit tighter, a bit more round, rather than using a longer one where you're trying to blend it and it takes a lot longer. So the shorter the blade for the round and the more finer detailed, I find is better. I'll just walk through here. Got this to tidy up. Got this one, it's not too bad. Not much to take off. And that's the thing right now today. We're looking at just getting on top of it for winter. I won't have to do this again till maybe midway through spring, depending on rain and growth, because I'm going to give it a good prune. They're all healthy enough, they're all established, and you don't have to worry too much about scarring, making it twiggy and hurting the plant over winter with the cold temperatures. But yeah, I just wanted to compare all these little hedge trimmers that I've got, go right through the list, go right through the video, so where they're set up. So you got that one through there, and as you can see how much thinner that is because there's no sunlight, whereas on the end it cops afternoon sun. So that's the difference when I talk about if you're going to hack something back, make sure it's going to cop sun to come back harder, rather than this one. It's just never going to really grow there because it doesn't cop the sun. Sort of need to put a skylight in if you want to achieve anything. And then out here you'll find on the scaffold, I'll do the big one, and then I'll just show you the little one with the bush ranger. So hopefully you get something from this video. It's going to be a how-to hedge, small, medium, large hedges, and we'll go with that for today. Already done a couple of lawns this morning. Going to be a bit up against it today, so I'm going to go get into this before it starts getting dark, because time will get away from me. This is a big job that I usually would have an extra pair of hands with me, but that's all good. I've got plans for tomorrow, so here I'll get done as much as I can, including like weed spraying and everything else that I include. So, and out the front here it's just a general tidy up, little azalea down there, and yeah, that'll be about it for today, guys. So I'll go get into this out the backyard. Hope you all have a great day, or evening, or night, and a great weekend when it finally gets here. Thanks, guys. Talk to you soon. Alright, just quickly, spoken about it before, the only downside to this one is that exhaust point. So fine leaf hedges, not ideal, but where this shoots out and where the blades are, it's sort of back off the plan a bit. It's only when you're doing a really large one where you're reaching across, and then that exhaust point's going to burn that leaf. So we'll roll out here. Another thing, a little tip, if you're finding you're getting too many stragglers, that type of Buxus type hedge, never really an issue for stragglers. Sorry, I'll just get this through here. What you're going to have is a blower just to get rid of any debris that's sitting and holding and pinning things down. So yeah, you've just got to be mindful of that if you're going to do it properly, which I'm assuming you want to do. That's why you're watching this video. All these type Maria, Sheena's Gold, even the big one at the back there, because there's going to be a lot of debris. Blow it off in between cuts. Make sure you get all that plant lifted up and out. Anything that you need to cut off, you can cut off. But like I said, that little Buxus, I can already see there's no stragglers because I've just gone over it sort of 3 times, getting it blended, and then you'll blow it down at the end because you don't want to let that debris just sit there, because then that's just a dead spot that's going to happen, especially leading into winter. You're not going to, unless you get a really high wind that blows it off for you, but it's never going to get rid of the bulk like a blower will. So just another little important consideration when you're doing it. I'll set this camera up somewhere where you can see the majority of this. we'll get into this one. This isn't typically the order I'll do this, but for the purpose of the video and the battery on my camera, on my phone, we'll do this one and then we'll go out the back, do the big one, and if it runs out of battery, so be it. Thanks guys, like, subscribe, do all the right things, please. See ya. Alright, just quickly before we get into this, I give it the canola spray on the blades while like I'm about to cut. Anything like that isn't going to be harmful to the plant. And then when I'm finished at the end of each day with all the trimmers, they get a hit of WD, gets rid of any moisture, sort of what WD means, water disperser. And I figured that out a few years ago. All these years, never had any clue. And yeah, so this before, this after is what I do. Typically you'll find anything else, you can find things that are safe on plants as well, but canola sprays, I've said it before, it's just cheap as chips, and WD ain't that bad either. So anything like that, inox you can use, but you can grease them up as well if you really wanted to do that. But for me, the amount of use they get and what's going on, it's just quicker and easier to do this. And when I give them a good service, that's when I grease them up. Same with the ride-on, things like that. So little tips, and hopefully that helps too. Okay guys, got the little bit over the back there, you would have seen in the end of that footage, over the back of that large hedge. We've got the Maria to tidy up. I just quickly did it for the sake of the video, to keep that little bit neat and tidy. So yeah, summarising guys, that's it. Small, medium, large. Hit the sides first, then attack the top. Blow off in between cuts if you need to, rake off like I did in this large one. I'm going to be blowing it off as well, just want to get rid of every little last strand of twig and leaf litter that's in amongst it. So I'm just going to rip in now. I couldn't have the ISO tunes on because the phone was recording, so I'll head on out here, show you out the front here, sort of, you would have seen in the video leading up to this, but you want to come back and check. Well and truly you can see that still like perfectly level, no strands. The wind is howling in places, but the blower can beat it when it's hard up on it, so it's a good little tip to have. And yeah, that's about it for today guys. I've did the lawns here the other day, so everything's all tidied up there. It's just a matter of getting everything cleaned up now, get the green waste out if you can't use green bins. Obviously you've got to take it to the tip, so factor that in for your quoting. And yeah, I've got dead leaf debris, sort of pruning off trees, weeding, weed spraying, brush cutting. That'll do me for today, I think. Alright guys, thanks again. I'll see you next week. Acreage week next week, so let's see where we end up next week, eh? I hope everyone's enjoying these videos, these little how-to tutorials. Try and speed them up where I can, slow it down if I need to show you something important, but if you really need to know, just don't hesitate getting in contact. Many people have, and I've really appreciated the feedback and the questions that are coming through. Like it's humbling to know it is reaching a lot of people, and although there's not a great deal of subscribers yet, it's still doing its job. And I was happy if I helped just one person. It's getting up like 5+ now I've contacted via Facebook, via ringing me, text messaging, etc. And it's been great to be able to help them along, and there's been people even in the area. So that's the thing. There's plenty of competition, but there's also plenty of work. So I'd rather tell and help, give advice, tell someone sort of how I do things, and then you know that at least when they're going to do something, it's going to be quality for that client. Because at the end of the day, it's for business, but it's also for the clientele, and it's for the people in our local area. So if I can help someone else do a good job, then that's going to also entail them mentioning, hopefully, like the business. It's part and parcel, you know what I mean? Like it's beneficial, mutual beneficial agreements without actually having to shake hands. You're just there helping everyone out, and then word of mouth does the rest. So everyone's sort of amazed it's sort of taken off as quick as it has. There'll be more videos coming forward discussing that, how I did that with advertising and which methods I used and how we went about that. Everyone knows my wife has a background in marketing. If you didn't, you do now. And that got the business up and going, because technology wise I could do, but I hadn't done for years. And yeah, social media I never really had before the business, so it's a big thing, social media these days, and this is just another avenue for us all to learn and grow from. So thanks guys, like, subscribe, and comment away. Talk to you all later on. See if we can see the river over there, if I hold it up high enough for you. So yeah.